Boys lacrosse, the Southern Lehigh Spartans are looking for their 5th straight win since their lone loss to Easton. Travel to Moravian Academy to take on the 4-1 Lions. Gwen Begley has a recap of yesterday's matchup.
The Moravian Academy Lions are coming off a loss to Wyoming Seminary on Tuesday and now hope to bounce back when they welcome the 5-1 Southern Lehigh Spartans. The Spartans get on the board first with a quick goal from Ben Johnston before his team goes on to score 5 more in the first quarter. Down 3-0 midway through, Moravian Academy puts one up thanks to Truman Shelton. He fires a low rocket to give the Lions some life. Southern Lehigh's Noah Lysett then scores 2 goals before the first buzzer sounds. It's 6-1 in favor of the Spartans. To start the second quarter, sophomore Colin Hoff bounces one past Scotty Kruthhamel, notching his first goal of the game as we won't see the last of him. He scores again with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Firing towards the right post, the Spartans now reach double digits, leading 10-2. Into the third, Noah Lysett earns the hat trick, beating Kruthhamel at the top of the crease, making it 12-2. Then freshman Kenny Wolf scores his second goal of the game before Moravian is finally able to knock a few back. They score 2 straight goals, pulling their total to 4. But Southern Lehigh's offensive pressure doesn't quit as Colin Hoff also earns a hat trick. The Spartans keep hammering to pull out an impressive 17-4 victory over the Moravian Academy Lions.
Well, we moved the ball offensively. We had many options, and we kept cutting off ball, which played a big role. We can attack off of all flanks, transitionally. We score off of transitions as well, which also plays a big role.
You know, coach has just been stressing to move the ball and work as a team, so I think we came out here and did that today. We've just been working on passing. I think in that game we kind of came out more as individuals, so we've just been working as a team since then, and I think it's been improving that aspect.
We really like to move the ball. We really want to be able to share it. I know if you recall from last year, we had a wide range of guys scoring, not particularly 1 or 2 guys. We want to try to spread out the scoring so it makes it tougher for other teams to defend us. So we want to move the ball, and that emphasis, I mean, that'll help us go a long way. Offensively, we're still not up to par to where we were last year. Defensively, we have some holes to fix. But today was a good step in the right direction overall.
It was a widespread score sheet from Southern Lehigh today with goals from 9 different Spartans, 5 of them scoring more than once in their 17-4 victory over Moravian Academy. They improved to 6-1 with 11 games left on their schedule. They'll return to action Saturday morning against Exeter Township.
I know a couple of the kids on the team. I know they're going to be good. Last year, I know we had a pretty good scout on them, pretty good read and pretty good plan going into it. But this year, there's a lot of unknowns with their 8th graders coming into 9th now, and I think they're really going to make an impact. So we can't take any game lightly.
Moravian Academy will now look to bounce back when they take on Phillipsburg on Monday. On the scene, I'm Gwen Begley for 2 Sports.
Well, some Lehigh Valley High School lacrosse players got together for a very big game tonight.
It wasn't for a title or any kind of championship. Instead, the game was about saving lives. And WFMZ's Joy Howe has that.
It's a cold April night, and the stands at Emmaus High School are full. Parents and students cheer on the Emmaus Hornets and Southern Lehigh Spartans as the 2 rivals face each other on the lacrosse field. But tonight, these 2 teams are actually on the same side.
Tonight is all about hope and awareness.
This is actually the 5th year for Southern Lehigh to do an awareness night. So this year we decided to partner with Emmaus, and they were wonderful in accepting that invitation.
Tonight, both teams' one goal is awareness of 2 big organizations. The first, the Headstrong Foundation, named for Nicholas Head Kalalori, a Pennsylvania lacrosse player who died from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
For me, this is the first time I'm getting involved. My husband was involved in the face-off, and he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
The other foe to defeat tonight is pancreatic cancer.
My husband is a 3-year in remission from pancreatic cancer, so something near and dear to our heart.
In between raising voices to cheer for their players, fans bought raffle tickets and raised money to support life.
It's great. I mean, both teams playing their heart out, and definitely for a great cause.
It's about playing like a team because we have teammates who've been affected by pancreatic cancer.
Because the lacrosse team is a brotherhood, whether you know them or not. And so it's emotional.
And as for who won tonight, let's just say they all did. In Emmaus, Joy Howe, 69 News.
You're watching Lehigh Valley Sports Scene on Service Electric 2 Sports.
Southern Lehigh and Emmaus met last Friday in boys lacrosse. Not only was it a noteworthy game, but also a special event, Cancer Awareness Night. We will have more on that on Wednesday's show, so stay tuned for that. The Spartans were looking for their first ever win over the Green Hornets. This was the first time these two teams faced each other since Emmaus edged Southern Lehigh 9-8 in triple overtime in last year's district championship game. Southern Lehigh scored the first and last goals of the first quarter, but the Green Hornets sandwiched 3 goals in between to lead by 1, 3-2. This one from Blake Spiker. Goalkeeper Kevin McGee, whose father is a cancer survivor, finished the quarter strong with a couple of saves for Emmaus. Second quarter, same trend. Noah Lysett opens the scoring for the Spartans, tying it up 3-3 a little more than 2 minutes into the quarter. After Emmaus goals from Hunter Kraus and Colin Mason made it 5-3. Colin Hoff gives Southern Lehigh momentum going into halftime, starting his big night with a goal with 6 seconds left, 5-4 Emmaus at the intermission. Southern Lehigh came out of halftime on fire. They scored 6 goals within the first 6 minutes of the third quarter to completely take over the game and lead 10-5. Hoff added 3 more goals in that stretch to finish with 4 in the game. That's a first for the sophomore. Kraus breaks the streak, giving Emmaus its first goal in roughly 12 minutes, tallying with 3:19 to go in the third, that getting the Hornets within 4 goals. Well, Mike Sizzleberger was a monster on every face-off, a big reason for the turnaround. They win this one here. Blake Levengood, Southern Lehigh starting quarterback, answers right back, goes downfield. Then Ken Wolf will score his second goal as the Spartans took a 12-7 lead into the final quarter. From there, it was just the 2 teams trading single goals. Levengood gets his 3rd of the game and the final one overall. Southern Lehigh beats Emmaus for the first time ever, 13-8. Ben Johnson added 2 goals as well.
We really had to make some adjustments. Emmaus did a really good team effort of really slowing us down and playing their zone pretty tight. And we had to adjust our game plan a lot. We didn't fully expect it to come out, but when it came out, we were somewhat prepared for it. But we definitely made some second half adjustments to suit what they were doing.
It was a big win. Last year we lost district championship, triple OT I believe, and this was a big comeback game for us.
You guys were down 5-3 at one point. What attributed to that surge in the third period?
Well, we started moving our feet. We moved the ball faster, which was crucial, and then we had cutters off ball.
It was a horrible 6 minutes for us, but it's a learning lesson, But, we're getting to April 29th. We're out of time for learning lessons, and we got to get moving pretty quick. But I love the effort of our boys tonight and the fire that they played with, and we were managing the game really well. And it's just, we came unglued for 6 minutes. They're high school kids. It's going to happen.
Southern Lehigh hosted Parkland last night in boys lacrosse, hoping to make more history. Last Friday, the Spartans beat Emmaus for the first time ever, 13-8. It's believed the last win over the Trojans came in 2005 when teams competed in the Penn Valley League. Southern Lehigh without captains Mike Nelson and Ben Johnston. The game played under mostly drizzly rain. Parkland has its share of injury woes. But this one was a tightrope the whole way. Southern Lehigh scored the first 2 goals and led 3-2 after the first quarter. Ken Wolf with 2 of those scores. Scoring really took off in the second. Gavin Saylor already had 4 goals by the time the Trojans led 6-4. The senior finished with 7 to lead Parkland. Trojans led 8-6, but Colin Hoff, who had 3 goals, ties it up. Hoff's goal came with 7 seconds left in the half. Hoff did the same thing against Emmaus with 6 seconds left in the first half to kickstart 7 straight Spartan goals last Friday. Blake Levengood scored 2 goals for Southern Lehigh in the third quarter to give him 5 total tops for the Spartans. Southern Lehigh took a 12-10 lead into the fourth quarter. Early in the fourth, the refs incurred a 2-minute penalty on the Spartans, and moments later, Saylor was awarded this goal, even though it appeared Alex Amon stopped the shot, but the refs ruled Saylor had been pushed into the crease and the ball crossed the plane. Well, Saylor scored again with 9 minutes left to tie it up, and then tied at 13-all. 1:22 left. Ryan Hurrick scores what proved to be the game winner, 14-13. However, Parkland goalie Joey Stevenson hurt on the play and was helped off the field. Spartans extend their win streak to 11 games.
Very hard to put into words, but it's so hard to stay focused when new things are happening with the guys. But For me, I'm just trying to remind the guys and settle them down to just remember that this is game 13. We got to keep on going. Today was a great game, and a great team stepped onto the field. That's a team that we're going to see again.
We fought really hard the whole game, and I really think that we came together as a team, especially at the end. It was awesome beating Parkland for the first time, and I'm glad I was a part of it.
The biggest thing for us was just it was uncharacteristically sloppy, at times. When we needed good possessions or long possessions in order to execute, we turned the ball over. We did things that we just have not been doing this year, and it came back to bite us.
We really took a huge milestone in this week, so I'm glad for everyone, and I think it really brought our team to the next level, and we want to fight at that district championship.
Change gears to boys lacrosse then. Freedom taking on Southern Lehigh yesterday. Erica Rose has a recap of the action.
The Southern Lehigh boys lacrosse team has been on quite a roll, defeating Emmaus for the first time in program history. They then followed that win up with an incredible performance against Parkland, despite not having their two captains. Now they search for their 12th straight victory against Freedom on a miserable Wednesday afternoon. The Spartans showing the Patriots just how good they are. They will control this game right from the first whistle, scoring 70 seconds in. Freshman Kenneth Wolf will have a good first half with 2 goals and an assist. The Spartans will score 3 in the first quarter and tack on 4 more in the second quarter. And with how they have controlled this game and the amount of shots they have had, Freedom will take 7, and not just one player either. It's a team effort. The Patriots seeing hardly any time on offense. They will get off 1 shot, but nothing threatening. 7-0 the score at the half. The third quarter will be no different from the other 2. A minute and a half in, Ben Johnston finds Noah Lysett, who goes opposite post for his second goal of the game. That makes it 8-0, and 2 goals later, Lysett is earning the assist to Nolan Bishop. 10-0 the score into the final quarter. Colin Hoff will be the first to strike in the fourth. 11-0 Spartans, and Southern Lehigh will now put in a few fresh legs. That gives Freedom the opportunity to win a face-off, but the defense forcing the turnover. Sophomore Michael Sisselberger was taking the face-offs for Southern Lehigh, and they would win 16 of 19. Eventually, the Spartans force the running clock with 5:35 remaining. They will take this one 15-0 with 5 different players scoring 2 goals.
Spreading the scoring and making sure we have a lot of assisted goals is something that ever since day one I came on, we've been trying to preach to the guys and really get them to buy into it, because if a team has to guard 6 guys, there's really no go-to guy. So, I mean, it does say a lot when a team's spreading out the scoring that much and getting all those guys to contribute to one score. I have to say it contributes a lot of our face-off guy, Mikey Sisselberger. He does a great job really getting the ball for us and allowing us to have as many offensive possessions as we can.
When we work together as a team, I think that's when we play our best. Like you said, we get cutters, we move off ball. Because if we're not moving, we're not getting the looks we need. So I think that's what it really comes down to.
After the big win against Parkland last night, we knew we couldn't come into this game flat, because every team's a good team in the Lehigh Valley. So we really had to play to our best potential and really work the ball around.
The Spartans are now winners of 12 straight games with only 4 remaining. Now the offense has been strong all season, but it's the defense who has really stepped up as of late, especially here against Freedom, allowing just 1 shot in the shutout.
Our defense has been playing pretty well and a little bit more together than we were at the beginning of the season. That's a big part of our success tonight and obviously yesterday against Parkland.
On the scene at Southern Lehigh, I'm Erica Rose, 2 Sports.
And 12-7, Parkland hot when you need to be hot. Another great game. More District 11 boys lacrosse, 3rd round action. Central Catholic, this is a great game. Taking on Southern Lehigh, 4th quarter. Central up 8-6. Quinn Redding feeds Tom Murphy. He bounces it past Alex Amon through the 5-hole for his 4th goal of the game. 9-6 the Vikings. Southern would come back quickly, passing around to Noah Lysett. Score cuts it to 2. Southern Lehigh ties things up with 9 seconds remaining. They force overtime. In overtime, midway through, Southern Lehigh's Colin Hoff feeds Ben Johnson. He puts it past the goalie for the game winner, his lone goal of the game. Spartans advance with a 10-9 win in overtime. You got to love it.
Along with Al DiCarlo, I am Doug Keeter. A little volleyball and baseball on tonight's show, but we start in the sport of boys lacrosse, and what we've learned from the playoffs is what happens in the regular season may not carry over to the playoffs.
Sometimes it does not. The girls, of course, their finals are set. Now we see who's going to be in the boys' final. Yesterday, District 11 boys lacrosse semifinals were underway at Northampton High School. In the first game of the night's doubleheader, the Southern Lehigh Spartans were hoping to secure back-to-back appearances in the District 11 title game. They battled out with Central Catholic. Brilliant Moore has that recap.
Yesterday, the District 11 boys lacrosse finals were held at Northampton High School. In Game 1, the 18-3 Allentown Central Catholic Vikings were hoping to advance for a shot at their first district title since 2012. They were matched up against 17-2 Southern Lehigh. During the regular season, these two teams only met once, with Central taking the slight edge over the Spartans. Southern Lehigh will struggle with possession a bit in the first quarter, which allows Central Catholic to come out swinging. Colton Thu would bring it all the way down and snipe it past Alex Amon to give the Vikings a 4-1 lead in the first 9 minutes of the contest. But after a timeout, Southern Lehigh will adjust and then proceed to open the second quarter with 4 unanswered goals. Colin Hoff nets the top shelf goal here, and the Spartans will now seize the lead. But the Vikings will respond with a 4-goal streak of their very own that will stretch well into the fourth quarter. Tom Murphy blasts it past the legs of Amon to give Central the 9-6 lead. Their opponent isn't down for the count, though, as Southern Lehigh will net 3 quick goals right at the end of the fourth quarter to tie up the game and force a sudden death overtime period. In OT, the Spartans will grab possession at the X right off the bat. Colin Hoff will then bring it down into the zone, connect with senior attack Ben Johnston, and Johnston will quickly bury it for the win. Southern Lehigh comes up big from behind, reigns victorious, and advances to the District 11 title game. Final score here tonight, Spartans 10, Allentown Central Catholic 9.
Central, heck of a team. They played us from the start of the whistle to the end. I mean, those last 2 minutes were probably the most stressful of my life. We were at full strength today. In the season time, we weren't, and we were having some big guns like Nelson and Johnson back. I mean, that was huge for us.
It was pretty amazing. It's our dream and goal this entire year has been to get back there after what happened last year. And as a senior, it feels great to be able to carry my team over to that goal and get one step closer to there.
With their victory here today, Southern Lehigh advances to the District 11 title game for not only back-to-back seasons, but for the second time in program history. And after their triple overtime defeat at the hands of Emmaus last season, the Spartans are ready and excited to go into this year's final and give it their best shot.
It's been our fuel this entire season, and the seniors especially, knowing that it's our last chance. And since a lot of us played last year, we knew that we wanted to get back and hold up that gold and hold up that trophy. Especially going off of last year, it was in our grasp. We were up 7-2, then it just went away. We'll come out with everything we got on Thursday, and we'll hope for the best.
After their game, the Spartans didn't know who they'd be facing in the final this year. They could either go against Easton, the EPC champion, or Parkland, depending on the outcome of the second game.
Regardless who wins, it's going to be a dogfight in that championship, and they're both really solid teams. They both have a lot of offensive power. Their defenses are both really solid, so we'll see how it goes on Thursday.
I'm looking good at our chances, but they're both very good teams. Parkland we only beat by 1, and Easton we lost too early in the season, so either game is going to be just like this one. Hopefully not as stressful.
On the scene at Northampton High School, Breland Moore, 2 Sports.
Now, both boys and girls District 11 lacrosse championships were decided last night. The boys paired a Trojans team that got hot during the league tourney and has remained that way versus a very tough-minded Southern Lehigh squad that got late heroics to advance to the finals. And all right, with that being said, this was a great game. We have the 4 seed, the 2 seed, picking it up late in the fourth quarter. Parkland's Drew Miller brings the ball up. He would score it. How about that little bouncing? Trojans up 9-8 with 3 minutes remaining. All right, it's now fast forward, 35 seconds remaining. In regulation, the Spartans' Dante Serra to Ben Johnston. That's a goal. The Spartans tie the game. They go into overtime. In overtime, Southern Lehigh's Colin Hoff needs no help. All by himself. That is a bullet. Spartans win 10-9. Southern Lehigh gets redemption after losing in triple overtime in the finals last year. Wow.
It's awesome coming from a loss last year in the district final, triple OT. There's nothing we wanted more than to win this game. We got the turnover, pushed it, called the timeout as soon as we got the ball, scored a goal on first possession. That's what we wanted.
That's what I'm talking about, Colin, doing his thing. All right.
Well, the Parkland boys also in the district finals in lacrosse, hoping to give the Trojans a clean sweep of the trophies. Standing in their way was Southern Lehigh. Both schools were looking for first ever titles in boys district lacrosse. The Spartans lost to Emmaus in last year's final. Southern Lehigh won the regular season meeting with Parkland 14-13. A hint that last night's second go-around would be a close encounter of the lacrosse kind. Spartans led most of the way. 2 goals from Colin Hoff gave Southern Lehigh a 3-1 edge with 6 minutes to go in the first half. However, Ryan Girolo takes the pass from Drew Miller with 36 seconds to go in the second quarter. That cut the Spartans' lead to 4-3 at intermission. The third quarter played even. Mike Sisselberger, who was matched on faceoffs against good friend Andrew Albertson, wins this one after Gavin Saylor tied it up and takes it 30 yards all by himself, then unleashes. He scores for a 6-5 Southern Lehigh lead going into the fourth quarter. Mike Nelson scores his third goal with 7 and change to go, making it 8-6 Spartans. But Parkland roars back with 3 straight goals, including Tarullo's fourth goal, tops on the field. Millers gave Parkland its first lead, 9-8 with 2:34 remaining. Southern Lehigh scored 2 goals against Central in the final 25 seconds to force OT, then win 10-9 in the semifinals. That never give up attitude rolls over in this one as Ben Johnston from Dante Serra with 34.2 seconds, and we're tied 9-all. Alex Amon stops Saylor cold as time expires. Spartans again in overtime. 2 minutes into the extra period, Hoff scores the game winner. He finishes with 3 goals. Southern Lehigh wins 10-9, setting off a wild celebration of First District Championship, and the Spartans go to state.
That's amazing. We had to come back from last year down in crunch time for the end of the game. There's nothing better we could have done in that situation. Our seniors took roll. They got a stop down at the defensive end. And then in transition, Dante, another senior, pushed up the field, finding another senior, Ben Johnson, on the crease, putting us into OT.
This team full of seniors, we worked so hard for this, and we've just persevered, and we never gave up, and it's incredible to go out on top. We have so many threats on this team, most talented team I've ever been on in the Lehigh Valley, and it's just incredible that's all come together and worked out so well.
You know, we all really worked together. We came into this game really wanting to get that goal. We didn't know if we were going to get it, but we tried our best to. We definitely knew it would be a great opponent because in the season it was only a 1-goal game. We come into this game, it goes to overtime. There's really nothing more you can ask for.
Unfortunately, we've been in that position a little bit too much for my liking. I mean, Tuesday with Central, last year with Emmaus. Last year we made a mistake as far as controlling the situation. First time at a championship, everybody had the jitters. This time, we were at the semis, we were in that position, we knew what to do. Today, we were in that position, we knew exactly what to do. I think the boys are getting a little bit too comfortable with it. It's just like an internal success for me, like not necessarily just for the program. It's success for me just because it's something that proves what these guys can do, and basically I just organize them and let them take the reins.
Okay, very good. Caught a little backwash from that little shower there myself, but obviously, a happy bunch of Spartans, of course, now 19-2. Southern Lehigh goes on to face Strathaven from District 1, the number 4 team out of District 1 Wednesday in a doubleheader again at Northampton's Al Erdesy Stadium. The Parkland girls will face Bishop Shannon in the opener.
Southern Lehigh loves overtime, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They've nailed that. They got that gig down pat.
They got that down pat this year. We wish them the very best in states. That'll do it for tonight. All right, surprise, surprise. Southern Lehigh boys lacrosse was the lone representative from District 11 4A. They opened up state today over at Northampton Area High School. Their opponent, Strathaven. And unfortunately, it was a tough evening for the Spartans. Southern Lehigh only musters 4 goals while surrendering 14. That's more than their combined goals in all their losses this season. So Southern Lehigh falls 14-4, finishing their season with a state berth and a 19-3 record. Still a great run.
Accomplished a lot of feats within the Lehigh Valley. I mean, there was a lot of first times for us, beating Emmaus, beating Parkland, winning a district title. But, you know, now that the bar is set, we need to really look past this and look forward to facing teams like we did today.